All right, are we ready for starting? If someone can type me a message that they can hear me and see the tempo slide, that would be great. Okay, great. Let's see if we can we make the slides full screen, or can you guys see it full screen? The tempo slide? Okay, it seems like the attendees can see the screen as presenter screen. Is there any way we can fix that before we start, Sissoft? There we go. Okay, excellent. I think now we can start. Great. Okay, so thank you for joining us today here for this webinar. My name is Eygló Óskarsdóttir and work as a sales manager at Tempo. And I've been with the company for almost a little bit more than 4 years, actually, and worked in different positions. But now I help both prospects and our partners to get the most out of the Tempo products. This session, I will go over the main features of the Tempo products and the use cases that the Tempo supports our customers with. So the ones that are not so familiar with Tempo, Tempo is an Icelandic software company that develops management solutions for Jira. And we empower the world's most productive teams to achieve their best by providing an intuitive way to understand and impact where time is invested. Sissoft, we can go to the next slide. And the next one, please. Great. Tempo is trusted by over 120 companies of Global 500 across industries and as well as other small and medium-sized companies. We assist our users with solving many different problems and use cases with our 3 products, Tempo Timesheets, Tempo Planner, and Tempo Budgets. Few of these problems are related to turning time tracking data into value. So let's take a little bit more detail into what that means and what that looks like. Firstly, we can go to the next slide. Your end users will log their efforts in Tempo, and there are multiple ways to do that, and one way might not fit all. User can find their own way that works for them, that is the most painless, for example, from their My Work section. If we can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. And play the video, please. So this is what we're seeing is the My Work section. So users can log their work from their My Work section. That's one way to do it. Also from their Tempo mobile app, and simply from the Jira issue view where they're working on, or with the help of, we go to the next slide, our new Google Calendar integration. And the new calendar integration was released a couple of months ago, and this allows users to sync their calendars with Tempo and convert calendar events to work logs with one click. As you can see on the slide here, we have boxes with red marks instead of green and blue, and these present calendar events with description displayed. So the user would simply just click on the box with the red marker and convert it to work logs with the one click. And after users have logged their efforts, it doesn't matter if it's with the Google Calendar, with the Tempo mobile app, from the My Work section or the issue view, a lot can be done with this time tracking data. So let's go to the next slide and take a look. Firstly, we've made it possible for our customers to sync their time tracking data to Quickbooks Online, which allows them to run payroll and also invoice customers with precision. Secondly, we go to the next slide. With accurate time tracking data, we make it possible for our customers to measure and report on CapEx, OpEx with precision again. We can go to the next slide, please. To be able to do that, report on CapEx, OpEx, we can use our core add-ons, Tempo accounts, along with Tempo timesheets. And just to give you more context about Tempo's core add-ons, Tempo has two core add-ons, Tempo Teams and Tempo Accounts. And Tempo Teams are simply just a collection of Jira users where you can add team members to a team, assign them to a team lead, and configure each team member with a role and capacity. But Tempo Accounts, we sometimes call additional dimension of data tracking within Tempo, which allows you to track data across multiple projects, associate account categories, category types, and define customers. And that way, along with Tempo timesheets, accounts can be used to track CapEx, OpEx internally. But these two add-ons, Teams and Accounts, come for free with any of the Tempo add-ons and lay out the foundation for a lot of things that are available in Tempo. But let's go to the next slide. One can either use our utilization report on Tempo Teams, logged effort, capitalized work, billable work, internal and operational work to be able to view the capitalized hours and the operationalized hours. And this utilization report gives team leads a very good graphical representation on what type of work their teams have spent their time on. And you can see on the slide here that there are actually three types in the utilization report: billable, capitalized, internal, and operational. So you can, if you're not tracking capitalized and operational work, you can just focus on the billable and internal if that fits your use case. Going to the next slide. Here just another look, an example of the utilization report again, if you're not measuring CapEx, OpEx, like I said, but can be more just simply about billable and internal hours. but we can also claim the same data as we're seeing in the utilization report with more numerical representation within our tempo reports, which I will go into next. So on to the next slide. With tempo reports, our customers can get the right information presented in the right way and make better decisions. And with our custom reports, one can take advantage of filter and grouping functionality to make sure you can review, evaluate what your resources are spending their most time on, which projects, for example, which issues, epics, customers, just to mention a few. So if we go to the next slide, we can look at more details on how those reports work and click on play for the video. So what we're looking at here is a user reporting on 3 projects. If you could click on play to play the slide video, please. Excellent. So here we can see a user reporting on 3 projects that she is leading to understand how much time has been spent on each and every one of them, as well as the issues associated with those projects. What she's able to see here is the total hours spent on these 3 projects on the top, on the right, across projects and issues. So this example here shows how easy it is to use the custom reports to report on the data that matters the most to you. So if you're only filtering by a project because you're working on one simple or one Jira project, you can simply just filter by that project within the custom report and exclude the data that is not associated to that project. Of course, you could dig a little bit deeper and add additional columns to this report, or even group this report by users to view which user actually logged this work. Let's go to the next slide. Here is another example, if we could click on play, for how to track specific type of work when using tempo accounts. And this comes back to using tempo accounts for tracking billable, operational, CapEx, or internal work. This means that you can use the tempo reports also by filtering by these 4 types within the reports, and then able to see how many hours have been tracked or logged for a specific account category type. So now we've gone through how you can track and report in tempo, but how do we know that this data that the users are logging is accurate? Meaning, are the users logging their required hours, and are the users logging to the right issues? Let's go to the next slide and see how Tempo can help with that. Well, Tempo has something called Timesheets Approvals, meaning that Tempo supports approval processes where one can choose to have users submit their timesheets weekly or monthly. And this allows supervisors to review, approve, or reject their team's timesheets in individual or in bulk. So this helps to produce even more accurate invoices and gain confidence for audits, for example. And of course, a trail of approvals is kept for further transparency and traceability if that is needed. So apart from synchronizing tempo data for invoicing and payroll and measuring CapEx, OpEx, and reporting on the efforts of your resources, Tempo solves additional use cases in relation to resource planning. We can go to the next slide. And to the next slide as well. Yes, great. Tempo supports our customers to manage their teams centrally and get a visibility into resources and their availability. And Planner also enables you to plan work for teams and stay on top of how resources are being utilized, making sure that you're not over allocating your staff. So if we go to the next slide, going back to our core add-on on Tempo Teams, which is the foundation for team management in Tempo. With Tempo Teams, you can allocate resources to teams over time. You can specify custom availability periods and a functional role for each team member. Let's play this slide to give you a better look. So here you can see an overview of a team, where you can see all the team members, you can link the team to projects, and you can see even on the team members their role and also their availability. So the next step would be to link your teams to Jira boards and projects to define the team's backlog, and then you would grant users permissions and apply custom work and holiday schemes to individual users and groups to define the user's capacity. But let's go to the next slide to see what happens next. Resource planning in Tempo. What we're looking at here is so-called the resource planning view. And the view gives you a graphical representation of your resources and their allocations, where you're able to filter your Jira users by team, Tempo role, and specific users to understand what they're working on and view upcoming plans. So just as we can see on the slide here, we can see green check marks and yellow bars and red bars. And this gives you very quickly a good overview of green check marks, meaning that users are 100% allocated or 100% planned for these specific dates. Yellow meaning that they are partially allocated, you can plan more work for these users. And then the red bar means that you're over allocating this user on this day. If we play the video, we can see how the filtering works, and you can see more details just by clicking on the user name. You can actually see where are these allocated hours coming from which issues or from which projects. And this view here is especially useful when managing shared resources because it lists all your Jira users within your instance in one single view. This is also where you can do planning. So by clicking on the user timeline, you're able to create plans that is associated with Jira projects or Jira issue. And you can also select Jira issues from an issue panel, and with a simple drag and drop, you're able to allocate your resources in no time. Going to the next slide. To stay on top of how your resources are utilized, one can use the team capacity report. And this view here is more of a numerical representation of the allocations you've made for your team. So let's play this slide. And this will make sure that no one is over allocated and ensure the most effective deployment of your team members. Also to note here, with Tempo reports that I mentioned earlier, you're able to compare on a user, issue, and project level how many hours were planned versus actual hours spent by the user, if you have Tempo timesheets and Tempo planner. In addition to resource management and time tracking, Tempo helps our customers as well with planning and tracking projects from a financial perspective. We can go to the next slide, please. And to the next one. So Tempo Budgets helps our customers to get visibility into projects and portfolios, as well as staying on top of project health or status, as well as to simplify the process to plan, track, and report on project financials. Let's take a deeper look at this. You can go to the next slide, please. Tempo helps you to set up the scope and timeline of your projects through a simple guided wizard. It will also guide you on what you would like to track within the scope of your projects. For example, simple cost and revenue, and activate earned value management if that fits your use case. But what we're seeing here on the slide is an overview of a folio created in Tempo Budgets. And a folio is simply a project, whatever you define a project within the scope of Jira. It could be a Jira project, it could be sets of issues, an epic, whatever you would like to create as a folio and track work and finances against. And then folios can then be collected under one single portfolio. Let's take a better look at that if we go to the next slide. All your portfolios and folios are available in the Tempo Budgets overview. And if we play the slide, you can see how this powerful overview supports advanced filters and customization so that you can easily classify and sort through all your projects. You're quickly able to view statuses, durations, and ownership of each folio and portfolio. If you could please play the slide. So you can see here you're able to use the status or filtering on the top. And if you only want to view folios that are in specific status stage, you can simply filter that in the top. And then it will only classify or sort the folios that have that matching status that you would like to look at. And this could be very helpful if you only want to see the folios that are owned by you or created by you. You can use that filtering if you have tons, thousands, or hundreds of folios that you only want to pay attention to the few of those. If we go to the next slide, we can see an example of the financial information that you can claim from a folio. And if we play the slide, please. The big plus here is that tempo budgets exist within the same Jira instance that you're doing all of your work. So as people update estimates, as people move issues in or out of the scope, as work is being logged in Tempo timesheets, all of these changes are automatically available for you within Tempo budgets. There's no integration to worry about. The actual cost and revenue implements automatically, and you're always going to see it in comparison to what you were planning to do. If we go to the next slide, we're going to see the cost section of a folio, where you can create baseline in order to set up your initial budget. We play the slide, please. And this initial budget means how much do you expect this project to cost. The budget can be broken down by different categories, such as operational expenditures and capitalized expenditures, as we can see on the slide, and also broken down further to salaries, any expense costs, travel costs that is associated to that project of yours. Saving that initial budget, what we call in Tempo language baseline, allows you to compare the planned cost versus the actual cost of the project while the project is executing. So what we can also see from this slide is the section of the folio up on the top right corner. And you can see at different tabs, which allows you to do different things. The staff section enables you to add resources to your project. That way you can associate cost rate and price rates in order to track the actual cost and revenue of the hours logged by the staff members. And then we have the revenue section that enables you to plan and track actual revenue. And then lastly, we have the real-time reports. And if we go to the next slides, we can see more information about that. So Tempo offers a set of customizable real-time reports. And among those powerful reports, we have, if we go to the next slide, please. And play the slide, please. And we have a lot of reports, and one of them is the Profitability Report. And that report presents a periodic comparison of actual cost and revenue over time. And as you can see, there are multiple preset and pre-filter reports that you can use within Tempo budgets, and these reports will help you with help financial departments, for example, gain confidence in complying with standards like SOX or GAAP. As you can see, we assist our customers with multiple use cases, from time tracking to resource management to project financial tracking. And we would love hearing from you what type of use cases you're working with and if you're actually using Tempo. So if you have any questions, please feel free to submit them now. But taking you to the next slide, the last few slides, and to the next one, please. You can see that we have gone through all of these three products: Tempo Timesheets, Tempo Planner, and Tempo Budgets. And depending on the use case, different Tempo apps are used in different combinations. But here you can see a quick overview of what features and functionality each app provides. So just to sum up, Tempo Timesheets focuses on the time tracking part and reporting. Tempo Planner gives you ability to set up your resources and plan for your resources. And Tempo Budgets adds the dollar sign to your project, or being able to track projects from a financial perspective in Jira. Going to the next slide, Tempo is compatible on cloud, server, and data center. In the past, we've only had Tempo Budgets available on server and data center, but in the upcoming weeks, our financial tracking tool will be available on cloud as well. So we are currently working on financial features on cloud, and we will have a beta open in the upcoming months. So if you're interested of signing up for the beta for cloud and get a glimpse of what we might be offering there, please feel free to get in contact with Sissoft, or if you need any more information, they will contact us. We'll be happy to show you around the product. And if we go to the next slide, we do have public APIs available for all of our products, both for on-premise solutions and for cloud. Using that APIs, it will allow you to integrate with external systems with Tempo, for example, your ERP system or your financial system or any external system that you use. We also have Tempo developers community, which you can sign up for online and get invited to our Slack channel. There you will be able to connect with our developers, partners, and current customers that are building with Tempo. If we go to the next slide, we have some exciting news. So Tempo for Zendesk is it's our first step outside of the Atlassian ecosystem, and is designed from the ground up as a time tracking tool that will help service users and managers easily and accurately to log time directly from the tools that they're using during the day. So if you are a current Zendesk customer, and if you would like to learn more about this product and solution, please feel free to reach out, and we'll be happy to show you what we have in our plans. But Zendesk is an open, modern, extensible platform. It's easy to implement, use, and scale. And the value proposition for us is that we're going to create a user-friendly and seamless integration into Zendesk with a powerful reporting engine and built support automation and machine learning. We'll be offering log time functionality on tickets, my work and day view and week view, similar to what we have in Tempo, activity tracker, reports, and general task and time off features. If we go to the next slide, it has been a pleasure to be able to share this information with you. And please feel free to submit some questions if you have them in the panel there. If you also want to get in contact with us, please just visit tempo.io and find the help desk or help center where you can submit support tickets to us, and we'll be happy to help you. But you're able to test our products for free for 30 days. So you simply just install a free trial from the marketplace and you're ready to go. Thank you so much for your attention. It was great sharing this information with you. And yeah, if there are any questions, just fire away. But again, if you're looking for some material or collateral or any type of guidance, we have a great help center, which you can find just on tempo.io. And from there, you can find our help center, which gives you tutorials, guides, videos that we have also on our YouTube channel to give you the best guidance and the best direction that we can do for you. But thank you so much for your attention, and let me see. Yeah, we have a question. The question is, do I need to buy a few Tempo add-ons to get all these possibilities? So there are, like I said, I took you through 3 different add-ons: Tempo Timesheets, Tempo Planner, and Tempo Budgets. And each one of these add-ons have different functionalities. So if you want to be able to track time, plan time, and also track finances, you will need all three products. So depending on the use case that you're looking for, it will differ what product you will need or which temple add-on you will need. I hope that answered your question. Great. All right, I think that's it for the questions, but thanks again, and it was great sharing this with you, and thanks for your attention. Hope to hear from you. Have a great rest of your week. Thank you so much.